What up, y'all? I apologize for my voice. I'm still recovering from a little illness I had. There's no real topic, I guess, to this video besides maybe a reminder to anyone that may be on this awakening process, this spiritual awakening that we may be going through some symptoms. And I don't know what I went through was an awakening symptom necessarily. I don't usually get sick. Like I had a fever for about a day or two, and I can admit to going to play soccer and then walking out sweaty and being in a cold draft, and my body getting weaker because I had been pushing it and working out and playing soccer and maybe not eating as many fruits as I needed to. But it could have also been, every disease is really a spiritual misalignment or some kind of blockage. So it was kind of like when I was sick, I felt like I wanted to do a lot of things that then I couldn't do it. And then I kind of realized that afterwards that I also wanted to do a lot of things before I was sick. And I felt like it just wasn't the right time and I couldn't do it. And then my body reflected that to me on the outside. So that could have also been a thing. It could have also been a ascension symptom where, my body would just needed to detoxify and I needed an upgrade through that. It was, in a sense, a releasing of negativity in my body. Because when I was sick, so I don't really subscribe to using medicine. If you do, it's all you. Go for it if it works for you. But in my experience with it, it only prolongs the illness, right? So when I was a kid and I was sick, I remember just telling my parents, yeah, give me whatever I need to take just so I can be done with this. I don't want to feel sick anymore. And it would take so long, sometimes weeks, like a week or two. And every time I thought I felt better, I would just get sick again. That's why this time I really try to play it safe. Even though today I went and I worked out. It wasn't the best workout of my life, but I pushed through it because I had zero energy almost. I felt like I was operating on like 25% energy. I was close to, close to my usual weight, but still it felt so grueling. But anyways, so when I got sick, I made the mistake of when I got sick recently. I did have breakfast, but I couldn't finish it. So that day, when I woke up sick, around 10 a.m., I had breakfast. And then, I was like, I'm going to try out this whole 24-hour fasting thing. Because I've read of how, the ancients used to use 24-hour to 48-hour fasting to treat pretty much any illness. And, my family's like, no, you got to eat, trying to convince me, take some medicine, eat. I'm like, no, listen, this is what medicine does. A medicine is kind of like a Band-Aid. Your body, when it has a fever, it needs to, it's good for it, the body. It needs that fever to deal with the illness, right? So you're going to experience that suffering for a temporary amount of time in order to deal with that. On top of that, if you're not eating, then your body's not using extra energy to digest the food, and it can focus solely on eliminating the disease. Not only that, but it would also gain energy by attacking the weakest cells. And what are the weakest cells? The ones with the illness. Okay, so that's why I believe 24-hour fasting really works. And so when you take, let's say, an Advil or some form of medicine, you stop your body's natural process for the sake of feeling good. right? It's a fever reducer. You're all of a sudden you're stopping everything. Obviously, in cases where you have such an incredibly high fever, I believe that's due to other things, though. I don't know. That was a thing I was thinking about too. That medicine can help you with in that regard, reducing your fever if it's extremely high. But even for that, there are other natural remedies that you can put, such as vinegar cloths. Put them on your forehead. But anyways, I came out of that 24-hour fast pretty much, dealt with the whole fever. That was the only time I had a fever for like that whole day. I felt terrible, but I dealt with it and it worked. And then that second day, I began eating very lightly. I began eating fruits, soups, and then that's pretty much it. I didn't let myself eat anything else really. Just to give the body some energy back. The downside of this was that I did lose about 7 pounds, but I feel like that was mainly water weight, even though I was drinking lots of water. So yeah, it wasn't like a dry fast. I did drink lots of water. It's very important. But I lost some weight, and I felt, but I put it back on pretty quickly. So I lost about 7 pounds, and then when I started on the third day, when I started eating again regularly, I put on 5 pounds out of that 7 pounds, and now I'm working my way back up. But I think that was the quickest I've ever healed from an illness like that. Like I said, I don't get sick like that. Like I'll get cold maybe. Sometimes I'm a bit careless with forgetting to bring extra shirts to change if I'm sweaty, because I go play sports a lot and all that. But that 24-hour fast, I feel like that can really cure wonders. And I've heard that the longer you take it, the more negativity you draw out of your body. But I wasn't willing to take it that far because I felt like I would lose so much more weight. But yeah, just kind of a reminder of we're all going through this awakening process, and our spirit is requesting so many things of us, and sometimes if we don't listen, our bodies will react accordingly, or our exterior reality will react accordingly in order to force us to look at where we may need to. I came with the realization afterwards that I needed to slow down and be more patient, and I kind of was in my own routine, and I'm getting back to it now. But I was pushing my body a little bit too hard, and it's going with the flow. We all have aspirations and goals we want to achieve, and we're taught that working hard is the way to go. You gotta work hard, and in order to achieve what you want. But that's very 3D oriented. You need to have balance, right? You need to have inspired action matched with your manifestation and attraction. So obviously, if you go around taking loads of action, you're gonna have some sort of results. But let's say you were an archer, and you had a target in front of you, and you just shot all your arrows at once. Maybe one of them will hit. Maybe one of them will even hit bullseye. But if you just took your time and you shot it when you felt it was the best time to shoot, when the wind stopped blowing, when you were calm, when you had a steady mindset, when you're focused, more than likely you're going to get the best results at that time. It's kind of how the universe works too. You have to be willing to wait for these timings. Wait for when the universe opens up to you and tells you this is a good time to go. I'm going to bring this to you, right? That's why billionaires use astrology, because they understand timing. They understand when the universe comes together. The universe is constantly coming together in your favor, but there are really good times, such as spring. Why do you think the calendar starts in winter? because they want you to think that the year really starts in winter. No, in winter, it's a time of reflection, hibernation. The new year, astrologically, really starts in the spring. It's a time for new beginnings. Then you see with all the animals, they go back to work. They get back to, it's a time for mating. It's all about cycles, and it's beautiful, and it's about becoming one with nature. If you try to constantly go against nature, you're going to be obviously faced with times of upheaval. But in terms of this whole spiritual awakening and this ascension process, we're going through it, right? And I feel like this whole past winter has been kind of like that reflection mode and healing mode, and now we're getting kind of towards the end of it, and spring is here. You know, it's a time of rebirth. We've successfully killed our old selves. You know, we've suffered through our tower moments. Now it's time to rebuild. We are becoming new, someone new. So, sorry, I got a call. So really try to see how that applies to your life. Where are you now in your own process? What can you do to facilitate this new step in your transformation? I've been seeing the number 13 everywhere, which means death and transformation, death and rebirth, really. And I've been wondering, like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? You keep telling me to transform. I've tried everything to transform, and it keeps showing up. And really, it's all about just being patient and let the process unfold. Does a caterpillar have to do anything when it's transforming into a butterfly? No, it just waits, gets in its cocoon, and lets the universe unfold the process for it. And the next thing it knows, it wakes up as a butterfly. Right? It's a wonderful spiritual transformation, spiritual awakening that we're all going through. So I just want to let you know that if you're going through these symptoms, whatever you may be having, from increased anxiety to, you know, aches and pains and random headaches and all these various symptoms, you're not alone. We're all going through it. It means you're on the right path. So keep going, you know, stay hopeful, stay faithful. It's going to be good from here, I think. I have a good feeling. Okay, spring is here. Well, where I'm at least. I don't know where you're at. But it's looking up. Okay, so hope you guys got some insights from this. No real topic, but I just want to explain a few things. All right, guys, take care.